Hello and welcome back. If you're new, I'm Deirdre and today is the fourth of my no fuss zone cleaning, and today it's my sort of open plan dining, living, TV area that I'm in right now, and it really has had to be no fuss this week because I've been down with a spring cold, and while I was fine, I had no voice, so no videoing. What I did though was to get as much done as I could and when I could fit it in. So I've done sort of the room that I'm in, and I'll show you what I've done, and I'll also show you something that you can see behind me that I got rid of out of my study last week. And then as I was about to put it onto the local marketplace and sell it, I suddenly thought, I wonder what it would look like in here. And it's perfect, and it takes up a lot of the excess books that have been sort of piled up, in those elegant designer type piles that actually just look like piles. So that now does amazing duty, plus it gives a bit of height to the room. The other thing I've done is I've sort of half done the windows in this area, which is huge for windows, but you know what? That's the whole point of no fuss. If you don't get it done in that specific zone, do it next month. See, no fuss. I'm not going to fuss because I know I'll get there. I always do. But the last thing that I really want to do in this zone, and I haven't done for far too long, and I'm absolutely determined to do it, is I need to clean and protect my leather sofa. And I should really do this at least every 3 to 6 months, and I haven't. So I'm going to do that now with you. Before I start though, I'll show you what I've done in the TV room. My cup of tea is sitting here waiting for me. That's that shelf that I moved out of my study last week, and I'm really happy with having it in here. I think it works really well and gives me a ton of extra bookshelf storage space, and also gives a bit of vertical to this room, which it sort of needed. It's a small room and I ask a lot of it. So it's got plants and the day bed that acts as a guest bed, and also I added behind the TV there, I added one of those tall IKEA lights. It's just made of paper. It was very inexpensive, but I think it's rather cool. And then obviously just chair and out to the living space, which is looking fine. I mean, when I say I haven't done a deep clean, I have done a normal clean, which is all that's needed. But I've done that window and those curtains. Haven't got round to this window and those curtains yet, but this is the sofa, and I've pulled it out slightly so that it's sort of ready for me to clean the back of it. And that's the one that I'm about to give a bit of love to, which it's needed for us a little while. Oh, look at this beautiful spring sunshine. I can't believe it. Finally, we've had a pretty cold week, but everything's starting to look really nice, and I love it. Okay, little sofa, here comes your dose of love. Now the first thing, of course, is to take off all the cushions and give the sofa a good dust and vacuum, so it's clean of all debris before you start. Now, don't worry, nobody lives underneath me. When I drop these, it's going to go woof. That's the best way to fluff up. These are down and foam, so it's a really good way to bring them all back to life, is to give them a good poof. And nobody lives below me, so it's all right. Well, you can see how this is faded from being here, and at some point I will one day have it stripped back and re-dyed, but not just now. That's all cleaned now, so I thought I'd just show you how I'm going to go about doing it. I've just got an old t-shirt that is past its best, and I'm going to spray some cleaner onto that and start the process of working it in to the whole sofa. And yes, this takes a while, but it really is worth it when you see the results, and more to the point, it's when you feel the results that it is really good. So I don't put this cleaner directly onto the sofa, I put it onto the cloth and make sure that, well, nothing is getting more wet or more of the cleaner than the other. Now there are some patches here that are from food being dropped on them. They're a bit oily or something like that. I'll give those a bit more attention, but to be honest, I think the only way that they would be covered is if I stripped the whole thing. Wouldn't do it. I'd have a leather doctor do it, but I'd have it stripped back with acetone and re-dyed and resurfaced. And to be fair, it's probably worth doing that. It's a very high quality sofa, and it's a really good size for apartment living. Well, just generally, it's just a really good little, well, it's not that little, but it's a good size two-seater. Like, people don't have to feel funny sitting on, two people sitting on it, quite comfortable. You know how some two-seaters, they're just so small that really they're one-seaters with lots of room. Now, it actually hasn't come up too badly, but the main thing about this sofa was that I knew that it needed the protection, it needed nourishing, which is the next step after I've done this. So what am I going to do this October? Last year I did a U-tober, which was great fun, and I did a video a day, I think. Pretty sure, close to anyway. And this year I thought, well, I don't have the time to do that. But I thought I'll try to get, say, 3 5-minute videos plus one slightly longer one up a week, and just do little spotlight things like everything related to living a downsized life and to getting downsized in the first place. Like styling your home, your new home, thinking about how you leave your big family home, what you need to do to get that done, some things that would be just straight out fun, nothing to do with downsizing, and, well, anything else I think of as I go through October, that I'd just make a little 5-minute video for it. Anyway, bit of fun, see how it works out. You cannot see me and completely chopping my head off here, but you can see that it takes a while to get round each of these. I'm still going on the first one, but it's a good thing to do it should be done every about 3 months. It is important to do it, so if you buy yourself a leather sofa, make sure that you actually do this cleaning and protecting. Look at that lovely gleam already. What I might do is put the protector, the leather cap, on this one before I move on to the rest. See if I can open it, because of course it's child-proof. Always have great difficulty with child-proof things. I'm going to put that on there and start this working it into the leather. Probably shouldn't have quite so much there because it'll soak up in the cloth instead of going onto the leather. Well, this is how dry it is. It's just slurping it up. After that's gone on, then it's once again turned to the dry side of it and buff it. Gosh, I can't believe how it's just drinking up this protectant. Well, there we are, it's all done. It doesn't look a lot different, but it feels completely different. And I know now that it's had a good nourishing drink, and boy did it need one particularly up the top here, but that's a lot better already. You can see the shine on it, and that's just because it's had a good drink. I think I will put it on my list to do again next month, not the cleaning side of it, but I will give it a really good nourishing drink, perhaps monthly through the summer, and I will remember to keep those blinds down when the sun comes around. But as you can see, it's a bit hard in this apartment, which is why I love it. But yeah, so time to put the pillows back, cushions, depends where you come from. These ones came from Africa. They're from a Zambian company called Tribal Arts, and they're one of these companies that is all about community and putting back into the community, which I just love. And this is from a friend, a very dear friend, gave me that. There we are. That's the end of my zone 4 for this week, or this month. So I now am finished for this week, and tomorrow I'll quickly do zone 5, which is really quick and simple for me. Well, that took me about an hour to get that done, so it's not easy, but it's so worthwhile. Okay, so I'll be back with a quick zone 5, which is very no fuss in this house and includes my car, which is desperately in need of a good clean. Hope that you're enjoying this little no fuss ride through September, which we're nearly finished. and that you've subscribed and come along. And whatever you're doing today, I hope you're having a lovely time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.